This week on TGC News, credit cards that fire back, depressing news from Ruger and Winchester, and then we've got more good guys, Guntubers, and friendly fire. Keep the heat where it belongs with suppressor wraps and pouches from cole-tac. Every single cover is custom made to fit your application, and with tons of options for cover and strap colors, you're sure to get something to match your build. Heck, they even do covers for big bore and shotgun cans. I've got them. For 10% off your entire order, use the code TGC10 at cole-tac.com. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. It's time to give away the last of the 4 badass Zero Delta mounts that we've been giving away for the last few weeks. I want to say thanks to all of you that participated. It's been a lot of fun, and there's been some awesome pictures that you guys posted over on their social media. Please do me a favor and show Zero Delta some more love by liking their Facebook page, which is linked down in the description. Now, the winner of the last mount worth about $280 is Brad Thomas from Oregon, because he really needs to replace that current mount. Brad, send me a message on Facebook so we can get your prize pack sent out. Thanks again to all of the people that participated. It's been awesome, and more giveaways are coming in the future, guys. Now, some news. Let's kick it off this week with a really interesting new gun. This little bad boy is called the Life Card. Although it may look a little bit similar, it's not to be confused with the Ideal Conceal can't get off the ground, so we're crowdfunding our gun 380 folder thing that's the size of a cell phone. The Life Card is actually closer to the size of a credit card and is chambered in .22 long rifle. Let's break down the features on this thing. First, like I said, it's about the size of a credit card when it's folded up. It's 3.375 inches long by 2.125 inches tall and only a half an inch thick. And it only weighs in at a whopping 7 ounces. That's pretty tiny in my book. They utilize a tilting barrel design because there's really no other clear option here, and the gun is cocked by pulling back on the center tab. It's a really simple operation, which is good because overcomplicating a gun, especially one this size, is never a good thing. The thing that I find really interesting is the practicality of this gun. I know people will say, screw that, it's a .22, I don't want that, but at the same time, guns like the NAA mini revolvers are accepted as possible backups, so why not something like this? I don't think anyone will disagree that having a bigger caliber is preferable, but can you conceal something with a larger bore diameter in a space this small? Perhaps not. The name of the game here is discreet carry. It doesn't look like a gun when it's folded up. And before someone asks, I don't think this falls under NFA regulations because it's not operable when it's folded up. Now, of course, somebody is going to ask, what does this thing cost? They managed to make it an affordable gun. The MSRP is at $399, so probably a street price of around $350. I fully expected this thing to be like $700 when it first hit the market, but it's not. It's actually kind of affordable. And another positive thing about the Life Card is that it's not smoke and mirrors like a lot of these kind of up-and-coming companies can be. According to Trailblazer Firearms, the company behind this, they're shipping in mid-August and they've already got distributors lined up. You may actually see this thing in your local gun store very soon. What do you guys think? Would you ever consider something like this as a backup gun? Or would you rather have something like the NAA revolver or maybe even a Glock 42? Sound off in the comments below. And in Who Didn't See This Coming news, the giants of the gun industry are reporting drops in sales for the second quarter. For reasons that don't make sense to me, in the US, the second quarter is actually January, February, and March. So basically that means the beginning of the year in comparison to last year is down. We've talked about the gun industry suffering before. It's kind of counterintuitive because FBI reports are saying that background checks are about the same or higher than last year, but companies industry-wide are reporting big drops in sales. How could this be? Well, I suspect that's partially due to the fact that NICS, the National Instant Check System, their reporting isn't separated or categorized by new gun sales or concealed carry permits or anything like that. A background check is a background check. So sales of new guns might be down, but perhaps sales of used guns are still somewhat strong, and maybe people wanting CCWs are strong as well. It's impossible to say at this point. Another thing to consider is that there are levels to sales in the gun industry. The typical model is for a manufacturer to sell their product to a distributor, and then the distributor to the gun store, and then the gun store to you. Some companies go direct to the store or consumer, but that's not as common as the other way. So what could be happening is that distributors are no longer stacking their shelves deep with anticipation of inventory moving quickly because demand from consumers and therefore gun stores is down. One of the biggest companies in the gun industry, Ruger, is reporting a 22% drop in sales over 2016 at the same time. Besides the low sales number, they're citing things like the cost of operations not dropping, and then the reported $2.5 million that they spent recalling the Mark IV pistols. We're also seeing reports from Winchester stating that they lost $5.9 million in the second quarter and sales were down 15%. But they don't expect that to continue into quarter 3 and 4. The CEO of Olin, who is the parent company of Winchester, said that most of their big customers were selling more than they were buying, probably due to having tons of inventory left over from the potential of having the succubus take office. With the exception of maybe one or two companies that I speak to in my day-to-day business, everyone is feeling the pinch right now. Lots of smaller companies are just hoping to ride it out, but only time will tell if that's going to happen. Now, I want to talk to you guys about this. I want to have a conversation. How long do you think this downturn will last? Let's get some input going down in the comment section. Our friendly fire question this week comes to us from Michael David Montgomery McClintock on the TGC Facebook page, and he says, I just bought my first AR and I was wondering if you have any tips, tricks, or do's and don'ts. That's a great question. I know there are lots of new guys out there that want to know the same thing. Here's just a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, it's okay to be a noob. Don't be ashamed that you may not know the ins and outs of the gun completely right away. Second, take the gun out and shoot. Go to a class, go to the range a bunch, just go shoot. Put rounds down range and understand how to properly use that rifle. You'll be having so much more fun in the setting of like a class than you ever would on a bench at the range. I would also tell you not to worry about modifying things right away. I mean, sure, if you feel like you really want to, go ahead, but don't focus on making the gun cool for the internet. Focus on having fun with it. AR-15s are truly amazing, and your gun only really needs to be special to you. And last but not least, when it does get dirty, don't be afraid to set aside like an entire afternoon, break it down into all its pieces, and learn how all the parts fit together. The way an AR fits together with all the different parts and how they all kind of intermingle is really awesome. It's impressive that the design is as old as it is, and understanding that will help you understand the platform better in the long run. I hope that helps, and hey, if you guys in the audience want to add something like a tip for a newbie that you wish you knew at the time, please feel free to do that. And if you want your question answered right here on TGC News, you can send that to me via the Friendly Fire page on theguncollective.com. Our Guntuber this week is someone that has been at it for a long time. His first video was posted 9 freaking years ago. 9. That's a long time to be doing YouTube. I first found him years back when I was searching for information on reloading and discovered that he was making the best reloading content that I had ever seen on YouTube, and he still kind of is. Seriously, it's top-notch production, top-notch presentation, and I think you guys will really enjoy the ultimatereloader.com, aka GavinTube.
Challenge: build a precision 223 shooting and reloading setup for $600 or less. Challenge accepted. Gavin Gear here from ultimatereloader.com. Hey, would you bring us a video about the Forester coax? The answer is yes, up close and personal. We're going to load ammo on the Forester coax. We're going to evaluate that ammo. We're going to shoot that ammo and see how it does.
This channel definitely flies under the radar, but I would love to see him continue to grow and get into more and more interesting content because I genuinely enjoy the way he presents that information. Definitely go over there, get subscribed, and tell him TGC sent you. And if you know of a channel that I haven't featured yet, go ahead and post that down in the comments with a link to their channel. TacPack offers some of the highest quality tactical and EDC gear in a monthly package shipped right to your door. They aren't focused on sending you a bunch of crap. They want to make sure that you get gear you will actually use, featuring things like knives, tourniquets, multi-tools, AR-15 parts, and survival gear. TacPack is bound to have gear that you're going to love. And we're switching it up again, so if you order right now, you can get either a free knife or a free multi-tool with the code TGC Knife or TGC Tool at TacPack.com.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun.
The good guy with a gun this week is from Memphis, Tennessee. It was the morning of July 31st, and a man named Larry Hampton was startled by the screams of his wife in the driveway of their home. A man was attempting to attack her. He kind of came out of nowhere and was attacking her. Hampton pulled out a gun and tried to get the man to stop. Apparently, the man had already gone after several other people in the neighborhood, jumping on cars, trying to break into them or steal them. The guy was on another level. Larry also realized that he made a mistake. There was a gun in the center console of the truck that the lunatic was trying to break into. He fired 2 shots. There was no report of where he fired them, like at the ground or at the guy. He yelled for the man to stop. The man, of course, did not do that, and Hampton fired 3 more shots, killing the man. And as it turns out, the lunatic was on the run from police after ramming several police cars the previous weekend and a series of 8 or 9 other warrants. This guy was not a good dude at all. There are a lot of missing pieces to this story that I couldn't find, but the long and short of it is that Larry Hampton utilized a firearm to stop a threat to his family and neighbors. That being said, I want to know what you guys think about this story. Do you ever leave your gun in the car when you're not around it? Have you ever considered having to fire off rounds in your neighborhood? What possible things could happen if you miss? That is a big thing to consider. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And I guess that's it, guys. Help a brother out and like the video if you enjoyed it or found any of the information relevant. If you didn't, let me know down in the comments. Please share it with your friends. That is a huge help. If you haven't yet, get subscribed so you can catch the show week after week. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's episode of TGC News were provided by Patriot Patch Company. Click the link in the description to learn more.